Hello everyone. Today I'm coming to you from my garage. I just had some work done in my garage on the floor. I wanted it spruced up to look more like a gym because I have my workout machines in here for the winter. So I wanted to go ahead and show you that. I had my garage done with paint. So this is a cement floor, just painted. The surface cracks were filled in, and then the confetti sprinkles were applied to the paint when it was wet. These are little sprinkles. They're made of paper. You can get them at Home Depot or Lowe's in the painting section. And I just think it looks so cute. It really spruced up my machine area. So as you see in the garage here, I have an elliptical and I have a treadmill. Both have seen better days. I used these extensively during COVID when I could not get to the gym because they were closed down. But this is where we all work out in the winter. Aside from the gym, we still go to the gym, but these machines come in very useful for me when I need to do a workout and it's, 20 degrees outside and I don't feel like going outside to do anything. So I just wanted to show you how we did the floor. Now this surface is not a rubber surface, it's just painted on. You can actually get rubber surfaces for your garage if you wanted to make a proper gym floor in your garage. But this is just paint, just to make it look a little cuter. Now the purpose of this video today is because even though I'm not an exercising channel, I sit down a lot. And over the Thanksgiving holiday this year, I managed to gain a half a pound. I have no idea how I gained a half a pound. I am on a very strict diet. So I don't eat all the extra carbs and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes and all the stuff they say don't eat if you're trying to lose weight or maintain weight. I don't eat any of that, but yet I still managed to gain half a pound. My mission here is I've been exercising for years. I joined a gym years ago. In joining a gym, I increased my health, and I can't say enough about it, and I just want to help somebody else. So if you don't go to a gym or you don't like exercising, please don't turn this video off. Just watch it because you may learn that there are simple exercises you can do. You're still getting that heart rate elevated, and it's beneficial to you in so many ways. I'm not a doctor, by the way. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a physical therapist, and I'm not a trainer. I'm just somebody who loves going to the gym, exercising, and I love reaping the benefits of it. And I want to keep you all safe and healthy. And if it helps you lose weight or maintain your weight, that's a bonus. All right, let's get into this. I never realized how difficult it would be to film this until I tried it just now. So I closed up my tripod and it's in the cup holder of the elliptical next to the treadmill. So unfortunately, this is the best angle I can get it at. Either that or you're going to be looking at a tub of car oil and my electric box, which is not a pretty sight. So we're going to get into this, and all I'm going to show you is a basic technique that I do that I learned when I was first starting out. I had some serious health issues and I could barely walk. It started after I had a migraine that paralyzed me. I was in the hospital for 8 days. And then after that, I tried walking. I had no accountability partner. I had no friend that would go with me. I was literally on my own. So I made the best of what I had. And eventually after that, it took about a year, I got the nerve up to join a gym. When I went to the gym, it literally changed my life. People at the gym are so welcoming. You always hear the stories about, well, they're going to be judgmental. No, not at my gym. I've never, ever been judged. I've had people come up to me and congratulate me for different things. They see that I'm working out my best and they say, great workout. They give me a thumbs up. It really is inspiring and supportive. But I understand a lot of people don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to commit to the payment, so they don't want to go with a bunch of strangers, and I get that. So hopefully this will help you learn just the basics of this is where I started out. And now I've come a long way from being that girl that could barely walk to doing what I do now. For right now, we're going to get into this one basic tip I wanted to show everybody. So basically when I go to the gym, I get on the treadmill and I walk at a pace of 3.0, which is 3 miles an hour, and I do that for 1 minute. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start my machine. So it slowly starts. Now the speed here has to be adjusted. My daughter put this paper on here because she didn't like to look at the buttons when she works out. So I'm picking up the pace. I'm at 2 miles an hour. Okay. Now I'm at 3. So this is 3 miles an hour. Now I have to say this is a Nordic track. The ones at the gym aren't this fast. The 3 mile an hour at the gym that I go to Planet Fitness, is not this fast. So you're probably gonna feel it slower at the gym than you're watching me now. And I just do this for 1 minute. At the 1 minute mark, I raise my incline to 5. So I'm at 1 minute and I'm just gonna raise it to 5. Now, that can be intimidating if you've never done this before. So what you wanna do is, if you've never done this before, but you wanna try it, I would suggest raising it to 3 to start. And you're just gonna walk. Now, you can also raise your speed at that point to 3.2. And you're gonna do that for as long as you can. When you're done with what you can tolerate, because you don't want to ever do it until you hurt, unless you're advanced. If you're advanced, then you don't need this advice, right? But if you're starting out and you're saying to yourself, this hurts, then stop. And then you want to, when you're ready, you want to slowly back down. So then you go to 4, incline. So I'm going to 4, and then go to 4 for a minute or 2, however much you can tolerate, and then go down to 3. Once you get to 3, start backing down your speed. So I'm at 3, I'm going to go down to 2.9. Now I didn't increase my speed when I got to 5 incline, because it was fast enough for the point of the video. But now I'm at 3, now I'm going to decline to 2. And I'm also going to decline to 2.8 speed. So for every decline, you're going to back down a point in speed. Now I'm at 2, now I'm going to go to 1. Actually, my machine doesn't even have 1. Wait, does it? Let me see. Oh yeah, it does. So I'm down to 1, and I'm going to go to speed 2.7. And then I'm going to walk it off until I stop. This thing jolts ya, man. I don't usually, there we go. When I come down here to work out, I usually work out on my elliptical, so I'm so used to the gym one. But anyway, so that's it. That's the recipe. You're going to go from O incline, you're going to increase to 5. 3 miles an hour. If you can't do an incline of 5, I understand, then just do an incline of 3. And as you back down, when you're ready, just start backing down your speed. So you at 3, then you back down to 2.9. You're at 2, then you back down to 2.8. You're at 1, 2.7, and then you can stop. The reason for that is it elevates your heart rate, and that's the key to get your blood pumping. So if you sit a long time, if you work at an office, or if you sit and watch TV, or if you sit down and play video games, or if you sit a lot to, say, crochet or knit things, the point is you're sitting. And that's something, ever since I quit corporate America, I've been sitting more than when I worked at a desk job. And I'm trying to get myself out of that rut. Now, for an advanced technique, what I do at the gym, but like I said, I've been doing this for a really long time. If you haven't, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But basically, what I do is I do the full incline to 15. So for 10 minutes, I do an incline of 5 at 3.2 miles an hour. And that's not a lot for some people. Some people go way faster than that. But that's enough for me, you see. I don't want to hurt myself. So that's the reason why I go 3.2 and not 4. Once I do that for 10 minutes, I go immediately to 15 incline and I drop my speed to 3.0. And I do every incline for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I go to 14 incline. I don't drop my speed though. I keep it at 3.0. And then all the way down until you get to 3. Once you get to 3, then you drop your speed to 2.9. At 2, it's 2.8. At 1, it's 2.7. So you can see the pattern there. And then the reason I do that is because it elevates my heart rate, and most machines have a way to check your heart rate while you're working out. I don't know the formula off the top of my head. They say your heart rate shouldn't be more than such and such number for your age. I don't know. I like to keep mine around 145. You don't need to be a marathon runner to maintain your weight or lose your weight. You just want to take it easy, take it slow. Now, the more advanced you get, you are going to want to work out harder, because I learned, even though everybody in the medical world told me, you don't need to work out hard. You do after a while, because your muscles get used to it. And I'm not going to get into that because, like I said, I'm not a personal fitness trainer, but it is okay to work out harder. It is okay if you can withstand it. Now, obviously, if you have issues with your knees or your legs or your joints, you know, you're not going to get up and run 100 miles. Of course not. But it is okay to push yourself. And that is how I broke my threshold and my barrier. And that is how I built muscle. So I hope these tips are helpful. I only wanted to do this to show you how to get your blood pumping and moving during the holiday season. I think it's so important so that we don't become docile. Also, it's important for me because I tend to have bad habits if I don't stick with something. So like over the 4-day Thanksgiving holiday, I didn't go to the gym. I lounged around, I talked with company, you know, not good. Not good for me. So I just wanted to show you. This is one way of getting up off the couch, out of your rut, and get comfortable. Even if you don't want to go to a gym, it gets you comfortable learning how to walk on a treadmill and learning how to pick up that heart rate. Another quick tip, when you are on the treadmill, I don't hold on to the bars unless I'm doing an incline. If I'm not on an incline, then I move my arms. I've made videos in the past a couple of times about boxing and other arm movements and using weights. They're all for beginners. They're all basic tips. They're all tips that have helped me immensely. And I hope these tips help you or somebody you love to help them with their weight loss or just maintaining your weight journey. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.